Good morning, Seth. It's Wednesday, April the 15th, 2020. We're going to be working on lesson 28 in your Kumon book, which is on page 153, and we're going to get started. So the first equation says 3/5 plus 1/6 minus 1/5. And with these equations, we first want to find a common denominator. So what's the common denominator between 5 and 6? Right, 30. Okay, well, 5 to 30 is 6. So that would be 18/30ths. That's 5. 5's 30ths minus 6/30ths. So 18 plus 5/30ths is 23/30ths minus 6/30ths. 23 minus 6 gives me 17/30ths. Okay, so let's move on to our next equation. Our next equation is 7 minus 1 1/2 plus 3 1/2. 1 1/2, so let's do, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter because we have to do our subtraction first. 7 minus 1 1/2. Well, we could look at it like this. 7 minus 1 1/2. Okay, well, there's nothing, so I'm going to borrow. This is going to become a 6, and this is going to become 2/2. So now I have 6 and 2/2 minus 1 1/2. 2/2 minus 1/2 gives me 1/2. 6 minus 1 gives me 5. So I have 5 1/2 plus 3 1/2, which gives me 9. Let's keep going. These are actually pretty easy, the ones they have you working through today. Number 3, 8 minus 4/5 minus 6. 8 minus 4/5 minus 6. So let's start with 8 minus 4/5. So kind of like the other equation we did, we have 8 minus 4/5. Well, I can't take 4/5 away from nothing. So I'm going to borrow this and make a whole out of fifths. I'm going to have 7 5/5 minus 4/5. 4/5 minus 5/5 minus 4/5 is 1/5, and 7 minus 0 is 7. So I'm left with 7 1/5 minus 6, which gives me 1 1/5. Okay, moving on to number 4. 1 1/4 minus 1/3 minus 3/4. So this equation is back to kind of like the first one. We can't solve it yet because we need to find a common denominator between 4 and 3. Seth, what is a common denominator between 4 and 3? 12. You're right. So 1 and something 12ths minus something 12ths minus something 12ths. So to get from 4 to 12, I multiplied by 3. So 1 3/12 minus 4/12 minus 9/12. Okay, back to that subtraction. I have 1 3/12 minus 4/12. Well, I need to borrow. This becomes a 0, and I need to add 12/12 to my 3. And that becomes 15/12 minus 4/12, and I get 11/12. 11/12 minus 9/12 leaves me with 2/12. 2/12 can be reduced because they both are divisible by 2. And I'm left with 1/6. keep going. Number 5. Negative 2/5 plus 1/2 plus 1 4/5. So the first thing, once again, I need to figure out a common denominator between 5 and 2. Seth, what is my common denominator between 5 and 2? 10. So I have negative something tenths plus something tenths plus 1 and something tenths. So 5 goes into 10 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. I get negative 4/5 tenths plus 5 tenths plus 8, 1 and 8 tenths. Okay, keep working. So I have negative 4 tenths plus 5 tenths, which is the same thing as 5 tenths minus 4 tenths, which gives me 1 tenth. So I have 1 tenth plus 1 and 8 tenths. And that gives me 1 and 9 tenths. Okay, Seth, I'm going to do number 6 with you, and then you'll need to do the final 4 on your own. It is not a choice for you not to do them on your own. You should do them. We've been talking about being self-disciplined, and please be self-disciplined and do them on your own. So I have negative 3/8 plus 1/6 minus 5/6. So first thing I need to find is a common denominator between 8 and 6. So do you know what the common denominator between 8 and 6 is? It's 24. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So I'm just going to go and turn that into a positive. Something 24ths plus something 24ths minus something 24ths. So from 8 to 24, we have 3. 3 times 3 is 9. From 6 to 24, I have a what? 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. And then from a 6 to 24, we have a 4. So I have 5 plus, or 5 times 4, which is 20. So this is what my equation looks like now. 9 24ths plus 4 24ths minus 20 24ths. 9 plus 4 is 13 24ths minus 20 24ths. So what's 20 minus 13? That is 7. So I'm left with negative 7 24ths. It's negative, Seth, because this number is larger than this number. Okay, please complete 7, 8, 9, and 10 on your own. It is not a choice for you not to. Thank you. See you later. Bye.